Mm, mm. Hello and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review, where we just randomly press the live button and get things started, ladies and gentlemen.
There was
Oh,
on Saturday. Remember, somebody pressed the live button. We had a whole conversation. Didn't
yeah,
know we were live. Did
word
not.
up.
It was embarrassing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Unpopular Reviews. Matter of fact, let's make this official. Saw 3D, the end, or at least we thought, of the Saw franchise as we know it. It was called Saw 3D, the final chapter. Fun fact, this was actually supposed to be two movies that they put into one. The Saw 6 did
That's
not
how
do
it felt
well.
like.
Yeah, they rushed this, and Saw always rushes. They do it every year, but once they realized that it wasn't producing the amount of money that they were used to, they decided to take a detour, and that's what came with Saw 3D. And we're going to talk about this interesting plot scene, as it pretty much just is the plot of Jigsaw's. I can't say alias, his helper, so to speak, because I can't remember that word I'm looking for, trying to kill his ex-wife. That's what this movie's about.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this movie's about.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of live or die, make your choice, but I'm going to talk more into that. We're going to start with Vic. Vic, your thoughts when it comes to. Oh, I forgot we were supposed to be doing segments again. Dang.
Well, clearly we're not doing them today.
I did not prepare for it at all. I did not prepare for it. That's on me. But Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, for Wes Craven's New Nightmare, we will be doing segments. We're going back to segments.
Yeah, I won't be there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. But
okay. Well, yeah. I won't be there either. Oh, will I? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. All right. So anyway, go ahead, Vic. We'll start on you.
Well, I mean, now that you say that this movie was 2-in-1, it certainly felt that way because it felt like it was a continuance from all the other movies, where John's work continues. Because, the main and honestly, like, he's got like this Michael Myers flow, the detective that's killing everybody, that's killing the guy's wife. He felt like Michael Myers, just walking around and being all serious and doing all of this stuff. So it felt like a Michael Myers movie and the Saw movie at the same time. Because there was one part of it where the guy that made the fake books, that that came up with the bullshit, he was being attacked by John, and the only time you saw John in this movie was in that one time where they were like where he was at the book signing, and that's it. So it's kind of like a game happening that's been set up from God knows when, but then at the same time, was it the guy that set up the games that set up the game, or that guy that's running around killing people, was he the one that set up a game, or was that game set up from before? So it certainly did feel like two movies. It was action packed for me. Like, I enjoyed it, and I think I enjoyed it because there was a lot of callbacks to the past and other movies, and and then, mind you, like, it finishes with the guy from the first movie that cut his foot off, and I thought that was interesting. um I saw it on my phone, so I didn't get the 3D aspect of it. I guess that's something that you got to see at the movies, you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what we'll see. One day I'll give it a shot. But it was fun, man. It was fun. It was a good time. I definitely enjoyed it, and it seemed at the end like the game is over, by the way that it was set up. But I guess we'll find out with Jigsaw what's next.
This movie's gross. Okay.
Nice.
It's just flat out gross. I'm sitting here watching this movie. I decided to eat dinner while I was watching the movie. I know, right? It just had to be dinner time, right? So I'm sitting here. I'm like, the scene where they're in the garage. I guess they were the gangbangers, right? First of all,
they were racist.
The way that shit was sticking to that man's back was disgusting. Okay,
Nice.
With all due respect, and Mama, please forgive me. Fuck them. Did you see what he was going through to save them? Listen, I know they say death before dishonor and all that other good shit. Gangbangers anonymous survive. Oh, we all one for all, and one for all. But first of all, we knew this movie was ass when we saw what's his name? Gary Elwes in this movie from the Princess Bride.
Carrie
Okay,
from Robin Hood Men in Tights,
aka the dickhead. You're right. I'm sorry. The dickhead from Old School, who was in the bathroom cheating with the Godfather.
He was also a liar.
Also liar. Okay.
Magoo.
Yeah.
Listen, I watch these movies. It just get sicker and sicker and sicker. Okay, like the death scenes. I was telling my homie about what I was watching. He's like, "Oh, what y'all doing tonight?" I was like, "We're doing Saw," and he was like, "Yo," I was like, "I just can't give it." I thought I liked gore until I watched Saw movies, and he goes, "This is real gore, though." I'm like, as opposed to what fake gore, you know what I'm saying? Like when I watch
flying around, I see you.
I know that's real looking gore. You know, when I watch Halloween, it's fake looking real gore. But this movie is just nasty. And on so many parts, but the storyline here, like the opening murder scene with them inside the window, let's say a Macy's window, right? And she's like, "I love you." "No, I don't. I love you." It's like, "Fuck you, bitch." Yeah, you know,
That was wild.
that was just crazy, right? And it just shows you human. What I've learned with these movies is that it actually plays very well on what the human will really do, what your human nature will do in types of in crisis situations. Are they going to be honest? Or are they going to be dishonest? And that's kind of what Jigsaw's whole thing is anyway, right? Where's your morals at? Are you going to do the right thing? Or are you going to do the wrong thing? And so far, 7 movies in. I've only got to watch 4. I get a chance to watch them all. I miss a few, but I watched 1, 2, 3, and now 7. So maybe I should go back and watch some of the movies as we've been doing it. But I was, I had some things going on in my personal life. It was my wedding anniversary, things like that. So I missed those. But I have to go back. I feel like I'm missing some things that'd be very important to this series. So I'll keep the rest of my thoughts until later in the program. Executive consultant.
You can tell he didn't watch all of them because he watched all of them. Then this when 7, you get to 7, you're a little, it's nothing to you. It's nothing.
They're all gross. They're all gross. Okay?
I don't get. Okay, so I will say this. I don't know what it was about my 20s when these movies came out that I was watching it. No problem. And I find myself watching now sometimes. And I'm like, I felt that way. So I'm not completely disagreeing with you. There were certain movies, scenes where I was like, oh, that looks too painful for me to deal with. And of course, if I was the woman like this, and I'm getting like whatever. Anyway,
the one with the things going in her eyes and her mouth at the same time. Disgusting,
that was wild,
bro.
That was wild. The skin coming off the car. That was crazy.
I say
running that girl's face over in that scene still with the gangbangers, where the dude's arms gets pulled off, her face gets run over by the tire. It's just unnecessary gore.
The wife was the worst one.
Finally the reverse bear trap. Yeah, that's the one everybody loves so much. They finally did it.
No, not her, not that wife. The other wife, the one that got burnt up to its crisp, the one that got live cremated. You know what I mean? Like that was crazy. The way that whole setup just came out of nowhere. It came out like
yeah. People's fear being burnt like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I forgot the guy that because I seen while I watched this movie, I had to prepare for Saw X coming out Friday, so I try to jam all the Saws in there to get ready for it. But so I'm completely caught up. I'm ready for the next ones. But I will say this. Wasn't a fan. I'm not doing a thumbs up, thumbs down yet, but wasn't a fan. And one of the things that Mr. Knox down there, I think, hit it on the head when he talked about the story. Now, here's my problem with the story. And this is what they try to get back in Saw X, and we'll talk about it more if we ever get to review it, because I don't know if anybody ever saw it besides me. But Saw 1 was a good story. Saw 2 was a good continuation story. Saw 3 was. And the story is how he appreciates. One of the things, I love his message. I remember one time, Vic might remember this, I don't know. But there was a time where I had all these people hit me up thinking I was always about to commit suicide. I was going through shit, whatever like that. I was depressed, all that stuff. And the reason how come they felt that way is because I was posting all these messages because I love quotes. That's why I like the segments. And the movie The Joker, he had a lot of good segments, quotes, but they were all dark as hell. So when I posted them, people thought I was going through stuff.
4 years ago today, the Joker came out. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm still not a fan of that movie. But anyway, as the movie is called The Joker, I'm not a fan of it. The story I thought was good, but
Yeah,
it
should be
wasn't
called
the Joker.
Fleck.
Yeah, he wasn't the Joker to me. But when he says, and this is how he got Amanda, he said, "Congratulations, you are still alive." I love that line in the first one. Some people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you, not anymore. Cherish your life. All these things, as you said, is what he's trying to do. Then you have Detective Hoffman. He's just killing people, right? Like it just it. He and Jigsaw even called him out for it. I think it was the 5th movie or something like that. He said your games are, well, he said it to Amanda in the 3rd one, but your games are unwinnable. You're not doing like there's no. You mentioned the game makers. You love that scene. The more people died in this Saw movie than in Saw movie, right? But you mentioned
All
the
of
game
them.
makers. They had no chance to survive.
Life.
No chance to survive. He wasn't saving any life. He purposely killed all those cops. He was a killer. Jigsaw, yeah, he is, but Jigsaw's not a killer, and that's what I like about it. Technically, he is. Technically, he is, but he's able to somewhat appropriately, exactly. Make him decide.
Well, you know what? Though, but that makes sense because look at how the girl at the Jigsaw meeting was talking.
That was the only one that he was like, "And did you learn something?" That was the only one besides. And that one, he looked like he wanted to have somebody learn. But everybody else, he was just killing them. Also, he could kill this one woman, which he successfully did. Also, he could kill this one woman, and then the other apprentice, because apparently Jigsaw has a whole cult of them. Lawrence Gordon, Dr. Gordon, doesn't kill him. He leaves them in the room to rot.
Facts.
Hoffman was just killing everybody, like just, and I did not like that. I thought it went too much from the story and just went to how nasty, how gory can we make these be? Let's put in 3D so people could just go, oh, and it wasn't just about that for me. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see all the story and the gore and the traps. That's what makes the movie. But just too much. How much money do these people have? But I mean, this money. I'm talking about Jigsaw and Hoffman and Amanda and them because they make a lot of elaborate ass traps that has to be expensive. I just don't understand.
And but he had a bag full of money when he thought he was going to get away, Hoffman. So, I mean, honestly, I think that they could have just ended it at the last movie because they just made a continuance. They could have ended it in the last movie with him bleeding out of his face, and that's it. You know what I mean? But,
I think they could have ended the last movie by Hoffman dying. Actually,
that's what I'm saying. Like him,
if
just
he died, it could have ended.
Yeah,
could have ended right there because that was a good wrap up to everything. Instead of now, Jigsaw wanted another trap with more people kidnapped. And Hoffman, you mentioned Michael Myers, and I always revert back to that Halloween scene. I think it was Halloween Kills. It was the second of the reboots that just came out a couple years ago, where he took on a whole neighborhood. And I swore he was dead.
I hated that.
There was no way in the hell he should survive this neighborhood. First of all, he should have survived all them fire people at the beginning of the movie. But he came out like he was the Green Ranger and just killed all these putties of the fire people. And then again, not only did he kill all those putties in the neighborhood after they were beating his ass, then he went to the moon and killed Scorpina or something like that. By bypassing all these jobs. It made no sense. Only for him to pussify him in the one after that. Like completely pussify him. I swear. And Michael Myers Halloween, that's like my favorite horror franchise. Because I don't really consider this horror. I consider it more thrilling. But I just had to say it. But ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll get into our final thoughts. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
The bad man's getting awful close.
You're gonna have to make a choice.
What kind of choice?
Whether or not you're willing to play Nancy one last time.
Cut the effect!
Isn't there somebody who can stop him?
That person's you.
Why me?
But it was you that gave Nancy her strength.
Mine. I'm not sure about this. He says that he wants to work. My thing is, I will always say this: if you do what you want to do when you can do it, right? I said something about CM Punk. When you are at a certain status in life, do what the fuck you want. right? So who am I as a wrestling fan to criticize him for that? Oh shit, Vaughn has something to say. Oh,
I got something to say real quick.
movie.
Tony was like, "Come over,
coming to America." If a man wants to be called Muhammad Ali, you call the man Muhammad Ali. If the man wants to go to AEW to wrestle, you respect that.
I respect it. I'm just saying, just still though, you know, I just had to like, yeah, we ain't gonna get no Edge showcase on 2K for like 5 years.
You know how the crowd says whoop that trick and Booker. Let's do it for the lovely people. So why don't you go whoop that trick? You do the crowd. I will be Booker T.
Whoop that trick.
Uh-huh.
Whoop that trick.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I can't keep going.
Whoop that trick. Yeah. Whoop that trick. Stomp him. Whoop that trick. Uh-huh. Whoop that trick. Ooh. Absolutely. I loved all of it. Booker T needs to be featured on some. I know he did that track with Bad Bunny.
What? Yeah. I like it. Oh yeah, man.
Any identification on the victim?
Puzzle piece. But Jigsaw has been dead for 10 years.
It's not him. Can't be.
Help! The truth will set you free.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Unpopular Review. Saw 7, we're talking about next week is Jigsaw. Join us each every single Monday on Unpopular Review Wrestling for Mike Knox Show. Every Tuesday, immediately after NXT for the Wrestling Dawn Bad Guy Jack to bring you NXT. Every Saturday for the Unpopular Review Raw and SmackDown podcast with myself, Vic, as well as Big Bad Guy Jack. And this Thursday, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Now let's talk about our final thoughts for Saw 3D. Vic, we'll go with you.
Thumbs up. You know, it's connected to other movies. It was 2 movies in one, but clearly this was a money grab. You know what I mean? It was a money grab for the fanfare, for the people that like the Saw. And after watching 7 movies, you know, you clearly become intertwined with the storyline and know what's going on. And John Kramer, in my opinion, is one of the best villains of all time. Just him, just like looking at you up close and talking to you and talking real slow. Like that shit is scary as hell, man. Like that whole bookshop scene, that was just wild, you know, and he didn't have to do nothing. He just, you know, he just has this uncanny way of just being like creepy, you know, and I personally don't think that anybody else can replace that, to tell you the truth. Like I think that this is you know, it might be a time thing, but I don't know. Like I don't necessarily see anybody else doing that. You know, like where you don't have to be this ugly or whatever, but you could just stare at somebody and creep the hell out of them and ask them questions and then have all of these like crazy quotes. Like he said to the guy, like, you know, I like history and the whole thing about like, if I'm telling a lie, you could take me out to the quarry. Like that whole situation. Like I wanted to look that whole thing up. Like this guy is just something else. And that's why I think that they continuously look for reasons to make a movie out of him, to just put him in the, because look, he was literally in the movie 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So like, but the thing is that it's all surrounded on him and his story and his stuff and all of that. So it's amazing. It's just amazing how far they took it. And now there's another movie, Saw 8. And then there's gonna be Saw 10, and like, where's Saw 9? I don't get
Saw
that.
9 is it's called Spiral, starring Chris Rock and Samuel.
Oh, there's another. Oh, that's Saw 9. Wait, are we doing that too?
We are.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I thought I thought it was Jigsaw. See what I mean? They took the names off because they just look for more things to say. There's Jigsaw, there's Spiral, and now there's Saw 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. There's a lot of stuff It's kind of overkill, like Fast and Furious, but there's a market. There's a market.
It's also a fandom out there in the comments. So let's go ahead and let the man of the hour talk. Mr. Mike Knox, Saw 3, thumbs up, thumbs down.
First of all, I love all the Fast and Furious, by the way. So to go with what you said, to be honest with you, and I wondered the same thing, and we know Chris is one of those guys, and you say you always mention money grabs. Whenever I think about sequels, I promise you I think about you first, and that's weird. It's the audience for it, right? They keep making them for a reason. That's the only way you can grab the money, which makes it a complete money grab. For me, I'm gonna agree with you on that part, Vic, as far as he's probably a really dope villain. But honestly, in real life, I beat that white man old ass. I will beat that. As soon as that white people guy come to me, I watch too much TV. What the fuck do you want? Okay, clearly we know he's a villain. But I got to keep the same energy. And that's if I like Saw 1, I like Saw 2, I like Saw 3. And I get where Chris always goes with that. Storyline wise, they flowed very well. The other ones don't kind of flow very well. I honestly actually like this one. You know what I mean? The way that they did. Under the deaths are getting, you have to amp the deaths up. It's like Final Destination in a way. It's got to go better, got to go bigger or go home. But overall, I actually like this movie. It's weird. I sat here grossed out trying to eat my dinner. Had to pause it for a second while I eat my dinner. But overall, I actually liked the movie. I thought the storyline was pretty good. I like the fact they introduced the wife, the ex-wife in it. So what makes sequels great is that you can keep building on the original story. And I thought they did that. So for me, it definitely gets a thumbs up. They take it a consultant.
You know, I can't help but to harp on the fact that, like I said, they went away from the overall message of what Saw was and what he was trying to do. And that bothered me, to Detective Hoffman just killing it. It became, to a certain extent, just another slasher movie to me. And that's not what Saw should be about. What attracted me to Saw at first, it was more of a thriller than a horror. It was more of a message and the twists and the turns at the end that made it good. I didn't really get that twist and turn feeling at Saw 3D. And I know you can't have a Saw ending at the end of every Saw movie because it's hard to duplicate that every freaking time. So I don't expect it as much. I didn't get that out of Saw 6, but I enjoyed Saw 6. I agree with Vic on this. I agree with Vic the fact that the bookcase scene or the book library scene, and the reason how come I agree with that library scene is simply because I believe Tobin Bell, who plays Jigsaw, steals as Jigsaw every scene he's in. Every scene. Bar none. Even if he's a tape recorder, he steals it.
Facts.
And he has a chilly way, and I agree with Mike too. I mean, yeah, we'll beat his ass, but it's just a certain way of what he's looked. You're going to beat his ass because you feel like if you don't, what's the end game? What is he doing? Why is he looking at you creepily like that? He's a man in his 50s and a cancer patient, yet he's looking at you like something could possibly happen. And all of a sudden, you're going to be jumped by a pig mask, and you're going to end up with something on your foot. And the only way to get out of it is by losing an arm. I don't know, right? However, even though it's 2023 and we're not too far from 2024, God knows this year went by too fast. There's a line. Whatever. There is a line. And this is the line right here. No matter if it's 2023, 2022, 2024, this is the line.
Oh, God.
This is the measuring cup and the measuring stick. Evolution is a mystery. And I actually enjoyed the Batman more than I enjoyed this movie. This movie gets a thumbs down for me. That's it. That's all I got. Cena NXT next week. I'm wanting you fooling. You kidding.
Wow.
John Cena's gonna be NXT next week?
Yeah, they just announced that. I'm applying tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Make sure you're ready because we're going. You have to pick me up.
I'm about to get the tickets. I'm about to get the thing now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're off on the tangent.
Yeah. We're
off on the tangent. Thank you so much. For Vic, for Mike Knox, I'm the exec consultant. We'll see you right here next time on Unpopular Review. Good night, everybody.
Wow, the power of